evening, everyone,
and welcome to our 6 o'clock broadcast. Today is June 24th, 1948.
I'm Susannah Loving.
And I'm Gabrielle DeLarn.
Breaking news. The Soviets have blocked East Berlin off from any supplies and goods. We have all the details right here. Earlier today, when the Soviets blocked off all of eastern Berlin, all traffic by train, ship, or Autobahn was stopped on the inner German border. This has become the beginning of a major crisis.
The American and British are reacting by ordering transport planes from all over the world into Germany. As of now, the Soviets' main goal is to control over the whole city and not to have Eastern troops stationed there.
We have learned that the Soviets are trying to block off Berlin from the Allied forces.
Right now, the Americans and British are sending planes with cargo into West Berlin. All the different supplies must be flown into the city by air.
Not just food is being flown in, but also fuel and coal. Now there are 4 zones containing the Allies, which include Germany, France, Great Britain, and Russia.
The United States, along with Great Britain, combined their zones into one military province called Bazonia, hoping to bring security back to the German people for protection.
These zones have created a new province economic stability to a cash-strapped British zone.
The Soviets frequently interrupted traffic between East Berlin and the Federal Republic of Germany.
This happened when Soviets blocked the access to East Berlin.
The British and the Americans sent the different supplies to 2 different airports.
The British sent goods and supplies to Gatow Airport, and the Americans are sending different goods and cargo to the Tempelhof Airport.
And we're back with some more updates.
President Harry Truman of the United States came up with an idea called the Marshall Plan.
This plan granted $12.5 billion to repair the economic damage of World War II.
The Marshall Plan shocked the Soviet leaders in Moscow. They would no longer be able to use the poverty in Western Europe to spread communism.
The military governors of the Soviet Union announced that they would inspect all freight shipments coming into West Berlin.
The officials of the United States would not agree to this because the Soviet leaders had agreed to allow open traffic through a corridor connecting West Berlin with West Germany.
Then Berlin was divided into communist and non-communist zones.
Endless cars of vitally needed coal are stalled by the Russian blockade of Berlin. But that is only part of the story. As the red noose is drawn closer about the western sector of the capital, switches are pulled on generators, and the fuel famine forces drastic power cuts. Berlin becomes a city of darkness as all ground communication is severed and industry comes to a standstill. But the Western Allies fight back with an airlift of 450 flights daily, carrying thousands of tons of food into the beleaguered capital, flying an air corridor threatened by red fighter planes. Backing up the shuttle are 60 B-29s, which arrive at an airfield in England, a base from which American planes once bombed Germany. Now these Yanks may fly on a mission of mercy, the feeding of hungry Germans in Berlin. These are the men whose nerve-wracking job it may be to fight their way through weather and red obstruction.
By July 1st, 1948, the Soviet Union had blocked all land and water routes into West Berlin. This is called a blockade.
The people of West Berlin could not survive long without food, coal, or any other supplies. They would be forced to become part of the communist East Germany.
This map shows the 4 zones in which Berlin was divided into.
France had the least amount of territory.
In the Soviet Union's territory, it shows Berlin divided in planes from Britain and the United States coming in.
The planes are then leaving to go back into Britain territory. Thank you for watching today's broadcast,
where we keep you updated.